Welcome to the Latin Wealth Podcast, a podcast dedicated to educating the Latino community about entrepreneurship, investing, and business.
What's going on, Latin Wealth family? Welcome to another episode to Wells Wednesday. Hopefully, you guys are blessed and well. We're excited to be here today because we always say we have some good topics that we're going to hit on. But look, we got some very interesting topics we're going to hit on today. And a lot of it has to do with our new president. A lot of it has to do with what's going to happen in the next 4 years. And so we want to kind of break down some of the things that have transpired in the past couple of days, and just really have a conversation about like the next 4 years. It's going to be dramatically different from what we've been witnessing the past 4 years, right? With that being said, we're going to be hitting on the Trump coin, which, if you have not heard about it, I mean, we're going to dive into it, but it's literally everywhere. I'm talking about, Jeremiah, I don't know if you've seen, but if you go and you try to download like a Coinbase or a crypto.com, it'll say invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Trump coin. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen that, but they're promoting it heavy. We're going to be talking about TikTok. I know some of y'all happy about TikTok coming back from the dead, you know, and we're also going to be talking about some of the executive orders that Donald Trump signed. If you've seen the video of my man holding all the books of all the documents they were signing, I mean, it was a stack, knocking them out, signing different executive orders. We're going to dive into some of the ones that stood out to us. Jeremiah, how you feeling today? How you doing?
Feeling healthy, feeling ready to get into it. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in, man, or sharing or whatever you did. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys as always, and we're going to jump right into it. First topic is going to be Trump's new crypto token. All right. So last week, the Trump administration surprised everybody, or surprised most people, and released a Trump meme coin. He literally listed it as a meme coin. Basically, it's a Trump branded cryptocurrency. And since he posted it, it's really surged in value. I think when he initially listed it, it was around $7, and it went all the way up to 77, I believe. And I don't know what that right now, probably around 60. I don't know. But it was a meme coin, and I think the total valuation, maybe you're looking at it right now, Jeremiah. I think it's like $12 billion valuation for a meme coin. So, look, he dropped that last week, and of course, I think there's well over 1 million people holding the coin, which is it's absolutely incredible, man. Like it's the timing of it, and it's just wild to see. It really was wild to see. And to some people's credit, a lot of people became millionaires off of it, or they made a lot of money off of it. They put in a couple $100, went up, went crazy. They were able to profit. So shout out to them. But I think we are definitely living in the wild, wild west right now. The next 4 years is going to be a wild times.
Mm, Yeah, it's a lot of people ask me. It's funny because I actually got some text messages and people are asking me about crypto and my opinion on it. And I'm actually looking at the price. It's at 44 bucks.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's dropped. It dropped off significantly after he did his inauguration.
It also, if I can just interject real quick before
But
you jump in,
yeah, go ahead.
um, I think everybody in the family released a meme coin. I know the
Yeah,
son did. I know Melania is her name. She had
yeah,
hers. So when hers came out, that's when the big drop happened. Like
for sure.
everybody transferred over to Melania's coins to make some quick bucks. But they all, yes, I know this sounds crazy, y'all, but yes, they have just like Dogecoin and all these other crazy coins. They created their own crypto coin and making a lot of money doing it. So go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
No, you basically stated it. I mean, if anything. I was just telling you what last night I think, or the night before. I was just like, man, this is like the biggest finesse ever.
Hmm.
Um, it's right in people's faces. I'm not talking trash. I mean, we've always remained middle. Anyone asked me about Biden, Biden was horrible. He had some things he was trying to do, but man, he wasn't really there mentally
Mm.
for the most
Yeah.
of it, right? I mean, we understand that. I agree. But man, um,
The amount of people that are going to get caught holding the bag is going to be
bro,
crazy. You know they're
but
going to hold it to the end.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's on the purchaser, but what I'm saying is it's almost criminal. Like it's a pump and dump,
For
clearly.
sure.
And the president and his family makes an immense amount of money. And it's off the American public because the American public is easily manipulated. And he knows that. He's a great marketer, phenomenal marketer. And so he's doing this, but I think at some point, when do you hold someone accountable and say, hey, you
Hmm.
shouldn't do that? Like
Hmm.
there's other ways to make money. I mean, a
Hmm.
pump and dump meme coin, and it just seems wrong to me,
Hmm.
just to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
remember people were talking about Haktua girl. She did the same
Right.
thing, made a massive amount of money, then totally dumped it, and was cool with it.
Now I will say if I can play God's advocate just
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
interject, and I do believe that at some point this is going to dump.
Yeah,
Will it be this week or will it be this year? I don't even think it'll be this year. Something crazy has to happen for it to completely dump. Now it's going to be the biggest difference because the other young lady that you brought up, they dumped it
yeah,
within like 24 hours. Like it was like
for
to
sure.
zero. I think that most of the people that own the coin, it was like 90% of the people that own the coin were the people that made the coin. So they took their money
Yeah,
out immediately. So I
sure.
think, I don't know how much he owns or how much the administration owns, but they're not gonna dump it this week. It wouldn't be
Yeah,
this week
I mean,
or
what?
even this year.
But if you bought in at 70 and it's now at 44, I was looking, it got down to like $35 after I guess Melania came
Hmm.
on the market or whatever. It's already essentially dumped. You've already lost your money. It's already negative for you. It's not at zero, but you've lost your money that you put into it because you got in at a certain point. And what I'm saying is, yes, I agree. It may not ever go to zero, just to be honest. I mean, while he's a president.
You're right,
But there's a lot of people that lost a lot of money.
for sure.
It's just a bad look to have a president that's creating a meme coin.
Hmm. It's crazy. No, I'm sure it makes sense in their eyes, and I would love to understand why like this, but hey,
I
we're living
mean,
it's gonna be the wild, wild west the next four
I
years.
no, no, I mean, no, it is. I just, I'm gonna ask the question, and this is whatever, however. You think Barack Obama did that? Where do you think he would end up?
He'd be chastised.
He'd probably be dang near in jail right now, under
Yeah.
the jail, right? It's just a question I'm asking. And I'm tossing it out. I'm not trying to be divisive or anything like that. It's just facts of life, America. I'm asking a question.
So did you hear about what Mark, and we're still on the topic of
Yeah.
this coin. Did you hear about what Mark Cuban said? You may have, Mayor. He tweeted something like, yo, we living in some crazy times. You might as well just go ahead and make you a meme coin yourself. And I don't know if that was a joke or if he was being serious. Like anybody can just be out here making meme coins.
Yeah. I,
What would you think if he came out and he put something out like that?
with Mark Cuban,
Yeah.
he wouldn't. I don't think he would do that.
He wouldn't. It would have some like
There's some utility. Yeah.
utility to it for
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's gonna have some utility because that's just him as a person. Um, I don't know, man. Me being in finance and seeing a lot of stuff. There's things that are lawful, but it doesn't make it ethical.
Correct.
President Trump and his family creating meme coins and taking advantage of mentally manipulable people. That's not ethical. It's very lawful to take money from people, but it's not ethical.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
clearly,
you control him. He control these people. And we know this from January 2021, right? When they stormed the Cap. Like, you
mhm,
control people. There's a control he has over people. and he understands that, right, very well. So I mean, to utilize that control, make tons of money off people, it's weird. I don't know. I mean, and whatever, they're like America's a business, completely understood, but there's just some things that you shouldn't do. I think there should be ethics. There's just things I won't do. It doesn't matter if I'll make money off of it. I just shouldn't do it. It's not right to do.
Mm.
Yeah. And a lot of people will say the opposite. I mean, I want people to drop their comments. Do you guys think it's right? And some people will say, yeah, I don't care. I mean, man, let them make money. Why are you worried about respect? And then I think there'll be a big group of people that says in the comments, like, no, I don't think that that's really ethical.
Yeah,
What
no,
do you
you're
think, Chris?
right. Because if you, I do agree with what you're saying. Because if you think about it, these, and I don't even know like what type of what I'll say this. I'll say this. Let me back it up.
Okay.
So some of these platforms like crypto.com and Coinbase,
Yeah,
they were so quick to list that coin on there. Usually, like, to get a coin listed, you hear about it, it's gonna take some time.
yeah,
Okay, hopefully this will get
yeah,
listed in a couple months. No, they list that
yeah,
joint instantly because
yeah.
they knew, like you said, it's a business. And they
Sure.
also know most people that are going to be using Coinbase, um, they're people that are just, the average, what do they call them? I think they just average
Retail.
person, retail investor. I don't even think they're retail investors. They're just people that are Trump supporters that are looking to make a quick buck, put in 50, $100 and they can profit off of them.
Yeah.
People that
I
I should say a little bit more naive to investing. They
sure.
just hear, they see it in the news. CNN's talking about Trump coin. I need to go ahead and put some money in it. That's who, like you said, they're manipulating.
Yeah. And they're easily manipulated, you know. Um, and well, I'm not easy manipulated. I hear you. But I mean, facts show differently. And what I will say is that Trump may be crazy. He may do some wild things, but he's not stupid.
No.
That's what I'll tell you. He's far from stupid. So he
Yeah.
understands the power that he wields. He understands how he controls people's mentality. And this isn't for the free thinkers. People that are free thinkers, my man Chris is a free thinker. I'm a free thinker. We don't like, I'm not left, right or left. Like I don't align to none of that, whatever, right? I think for myself. But most of America isn't that way. And it's
Mhm.
known that most of America isn't that way.
Mhm.
And so, you utilize that and then you push people in a certain direction.
And I think it's super important, massively important to be a free thinker.
Yes,
Because as we were talking about before we hit record,
yeah,
we spoke about AI, how that's going to change.
for
The
sure.
combination of AI, this crypto, our new president, the wealth gap. I'm not even talking about everybody else. I'm talking about us, our Latino people. It's going
Sure.
to broaden so largely. It's probably going to be sad to see.
It is.
And during this time, you mentioned that we need to focus, we need to worry about things that truly matter, not the BS. I agree with you. I also think to take it another step is, man, like be actually a free thinker. If there is an opportunity, whether it's left or right, I would say do what's best for you and your family.
For sure.
Don't, because I've seen that a lot online in the past couple of days where, whatever, there's within all this craziness, I believe there's opportunity for us to win.
100%.
But if you're only on one side of the coin and you don't mess with this side, I think you're going to be part of that gap that just left out, in my opinion. You feel what
There's
I'm
all
saying?
No, 100%. There's always room to educate. And I said that initially when he got elected, when we talked about it, there's industries and things you need to study and understand what's going to align to the platform that he's pushing. As long as it's ethical, right? For me, for some people, it doesn't matter. But as long as it's lawful and hopefully ethical, there's money to be made, different industries, raw
Mhm.
material. There's all sorts of things that you can get into, right? Um, that makes sense.
You can almost
So
look at who was there at the what was the name of the event?
the inauguration.
You can look at who was there, and you can almost bet like those companies are probably going to do good.
Well, I mean, it's funny. It's funny because a lot of the tech people aren't. They're not right wing people. They're usually left. Um, but Trump is he's so polarizing.
Yeah,
And and he controls so many people's minds. It's almost scary, the stuff I see. Um, those same people that would usually be on the other side of the aisle, they went to like kiss the ring,
for
essentially.
sure.
They bow down
You
because
th-
they know
you
that their
you
business doesn't function in a certain way because he controls people's minds so greatly. And they know that. Like these tech people, they're like, well, crap, he'll just do an executive order to just destroy my company. And he
yeah.
would.
Do you think Mark Zuckerberg was one of them people that did
He
that?
was
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
100%. Because
He
a
doesn't
couple,
rock with nothing Trump does. 0% of Trump.
but e-
But I understand.
but even leading up to all that happened, I think Meta they removed all DEI related. He said, "No, this is out. We ain't doing this no more," because he
Google
probably
did
knew.
too.
Huh? Yes, Google
Google
did
did
too.
too. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, it makes sense, right? That's so like, okay, this is a white guy running the company. So okay, all right, that maybe, right? But Google is ran by an Indian person.
Yeah, Indian person, and he was there too.
Think about it. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, you know. And
Yep.
I mean, however, whatever. It's a bigger game, so I get it. But like you said, there's always opportunities. There's opportunities to educate. There's opportunities to make money. Meme coins aside, there's good
Yeah,
ways and right ways.
aside
That's what I
for
would say.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep, Trump is back in office and
In full effect.
full effect. And you know what else is back?
What you got?
TikTok. You
They
know
were dying. They were dying.
Bro, man, what a weekend. This was a crazy weekend. Okay, look, so y'all know, and by the way, like we've been talking about this whole TikTok thing for a while now, and we both alluded to, you know what, we don't believe it's gonna fully go away. We predicted that Trump is gonna come in and try to be the savior. We literally spoke about that, right? So Saturday, TikTok was literally ticking talk down and it was about to shut down completely. And then I have never seen something like this. You try to go into an app and it says, nope, you can't jump into here. And then the message changed from like we're no longer in service in the United States to it says something like we'll be back basically. Like we're working on getting our services back. So they changed the message when you try to go back into TikTok. Sunday it was ultimately back alive. So US Donald President moved to delay a legal ban and it had a lot of people excited. A lot of people was crashing out that TikTok was gone, but you know it was back. The delay he extended it by 75 days. So he signed an executive order to pause Congress TikTok ban for 75 days, as I just said, a period in which the president says he will seek a U.S. buyer in a deal that can protect national security interests while leaving the popular social media platform open to American. Now, he also said that he could require the company to give up a 50% stake in order for it to prevent it from being shut down. TikTok is where
Man,
we at.
this is
You know what? Somebody and I feel like I keep interrupting you today a
oh, go
little bit.
ahead.
I got some thoughts on this. So I seen this article that I was reading. People were making comments and whatnot, and they were like, they didn't really understand why we're seeking 50% stake in a Chinese-based company. Does that mean China should come in and seek 50% equity in like an Nvidia and like some of these other companies and whatnot?
I
Because we would
mean,
never let that fly.
that's not gonna happen, but maybe
Yeah, that's what
they
I'm. Yeah, but they was joking. You know what I'm saying?
makes sense. You know, this whole perspective, it's funny. Like I said, like literally out in front of us right now, it's just chess being played.
Yeah,
So many people, it's going above so many people's heads. They don't even get it. They don't see
yeah.
what's actively happening. Um, who's the president's most aligned person?
Elon,
What does Elon own?
X, Twitter.
Call the game how you want to
Yeah,
get it. The actual
yeah.
ban itself was going in due to a regulation there that was in place from Trump in 20, I think November of 20.
Yeah, so I think Elon could be one or it could be Mark as well because
Yeah, Meta's probably stronger to get it. Meta's
yeah,
probably or
and
even they said Jeff.
Jeff as well. And because what I heard, I don't know how accurate this is, but I heard a lot of the TikTok engineers were already lined up being interviewed by Meta.
Makes sense. I I posted something, and this is what is this? I think yesterday I posted it, and this is just what I said about the TikTok, man. I'm gonna read it, okay, super quickly. I said this play was simple and has been and is being ran in a hood near you. So I'm gonna break this down. Hopefully, this makes sense for people. This was digital gentrification. I'll
Mhm.
explain. See, in the hood, they convince minorities that land and houses are worthless and pay them pennies on the dollar for the land. Then they come in the hoods, tear down the projects or old homes, build new commercial buildings, and they leverage to continue the play over and over again. Eventually, there's no more hood, just new businesses that have now appreciated the property value in the millions. This forces property taxes to increase significantly to the point to where the native people that have been in the area can't afford to stay there anymore. In digital gentrification, you devalue the company via false
Mhm.
narratives and lobbying, and you get laws and regulations passed that will plummet the value of the business. Then you buy it back for pennies on the dollar. Use the stock shares from the business to get loans, continue on in that cycle. TikTok was devalued so American business owners could purchase it cheap and share the profits with the politicians who devalued it with them. Simple digital gentrification. That's the game right in front of you. That's what's happening. You can't see it. It's they're blatant with it too, which is crazy to
Yeah,
me. But
yeah,
they're blatant because they know nobody really reads.
yeah.
We're
Nobody
and
reads the thing.
again, like you said, we're
We're too busy
focused on,
scrolling.
huh?
We're too busy scrolling.
We're too busy scrolling, and we're focused on chisme. Bochinche, we say in Puerto Rico. Like we're worried about stuff that's stupid that means nothing. So we're not reading. We don't care. Like we don't see the stuff that's right in front of us, and they're doing it right in front of you.
Hmm.
I'm just sitting there like, wow, this
Yeah,
is really happening. And everybody's like, I don't care about as long as it's back. And people were crashing out like
crashing out, bro.
crazy. I'm like, wow.
Mm. Oh, that was a good explanation. If I had a mic, I'd drop it right now because that was great.
Yeah, digital gentrification, man. That's what's happening.
Digital
You get the Chinese up
gentrification.
out of here, you plummet the price, some American person comes in and they run it up, and it's a play.
Mm. This is gonna be a clip that I post on Instagram in 85 days.
They'll get it. They'll get it then.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe sooner,
maybe
but I'm
sooner.
gonna clip this up and yeah, because that's what it is right there.
It's a good play. It's a solid play. They've been running it for years. So I mean, why not run it digitally?
Mm.
It works.
You know what else is being ran are
What we
all
got?
the executive orders that are being signed
Man.
by Donald Trump. Did you see the numbers of what was it? What was the number?
The
Was
full number?
yeah, was it like in the 70s or something?
Yeah, it was like I thought it was like 75 or 74.
And so look, let me ask you this. Sometimes I don't like asking this question because I feel like I'm aging you or something. But in
Wow.
your experience, because look, man, like I don't remember a time where a president went in and just signed this many executive orders, went to it right away. Do you remember a time where somebody came in and was right off the bat making a bunch of different changes?
Yeah. Donald Trump, first term.
Okay. Was it as many as this time around?
No, not even
Okay.
close.
But he came
Uh,
in with the hammer and was,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He was, it was anti-Obama then, right? Everything
yeah,
anti-healthcare, anti-whatever, right? And so now it's anti-Biden. And
true.
cool.
Yeah. So look, like we said, I think there's about 70 of them. I'm telling you, the man that was in charge of holding the stack, that thing was
Look at that.
wobbling. He was
Look
just
at that.
signing them away. Here's a couple of them. Immigration overhaul. Trump's other executive orders on immigration restore his remain in Mexico policy from his first administration for those seeking to enter the United States through Mexico. Another one is reversing diversity initiative. Another order says the policy of the United States is to recognize two sexes only, male and female, including all government documents such as passports and visas. Another one that we spoke about a couple times is the name change. An order would change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, although it's not clear whether a United States president has the authority to rename an area that is considered international property. Um, that's another executive order that went in, and then the pardon in January 6th, the U.S. Capitol attack. So about 1,500 people that were convicted or criminally charged in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol as Congress. Um, and what was it, 2020, when Biden had his victory
2021.
over Trump, 2021? Crazy time. They were all pardoned, all 1,500 of those people. And
Yep.
then the last one, feel free to hit on any of these if you want. But the last one that I wanted to bring up is he also signed an executive order to end birthright citizenship. With this one, I shouldn't say that this one, all of them were obviously affect us, but this one was definitely highlighted and big in our community. There's a lot of people speaking out about this specifically.
Yeah, because you basically have the children um, of Latin immigrants that are no longer awarded citizenship, and they were born here.
So break that
And
down for people that may not know exactly what that means, if you could do that.
you mean their children not being able to be
So him ending the
parents?
birthright citizenship.
Yeah, so that means that parent comes from whatever country they come from, but they make it to America, right? Mexico, let's use the example. Okay, the parents may not be citizens, but the children, by the 14th Amendment, were birthright citizens, right? If the child is born here, it's a citizen. And so what he's essentially able to do is totally erase that law. So now that child that was born here is no longer a US citizen. It's specifically aimed at brown and black. And well, where do black people come in? Well, the 14th Amendment, if you actually look at it, the
Mhm.
13th Amendment was ending slavery. The 14th Amendment was there to give black people citizenship, as they were newly bound free people without citizenship, right? So if you remove or repeal the 14th Amendment, it takes away citizenship from black and brown people in the United States. And
Mm.
they say, well, it does it for everybody. It does, but let's be honest. Elon Musk is still here on a student work visa.
Mm.
And I'm not, however, whatever, I'm just stating these are just facts. These are just things as the way that it works. I agree. It does, if we're being honest, it does take it away for everyone. I agree. But who do you think the laws are?
Who are they
Who is it
targeting?
aimed towards, right? Who's it going to be actually
Who's it,
enforced on?
who's going to be affected the most by it? Right.
Imagine somebody running in your house, kicking you, your family out of your house, taking your car keys. If you have a safe, they take the money out of your safe, and you have no right to any of it. This is funny because this is essentially what the British were doing to the Americans during the Revolutionary times. It's called quartermaining, right? These soldiers would come in, and by law of the Queen or the King, right, via England, and you being a colony, they had the right to come in your house and do as they please because the property is owned by England. Well, now since you're not a citizen here in the United States, this is just it's new quartermaining. So somebody could just run in your house, call the police and say, well, they're not citizens. So I have right to whatever I want. And I'm not fear mongering. I'm telling you, you're like, well, you're taking it to the extreme. Am I? Because most people would think repealing the 14th Amendment, taking away birthright
It's
citizenship, which is a
extreme.
right of anyone in America, that would be to the extreme. But it doesn't seem to be.
Mm.
History repeats itself if you let it. and this is another reason why you and I discussed this. And as we were going through this, I said, Latinos, blacks, Latinos, there's not time for the stuff that we're worried about. The chisme
Mhm.
and El Gordo and La Flaca, like Univision, and all, there's no time for all that. That's stupid. Get rid of your novellas. Like that time needs to be gone. We don't have time to worry about that stuff anymore. There's laws going in place that would literally let people walk in your house and kick you out
Mhm.
legally. It's not going to be that way. Okay.
It's happening already.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Because I seen the news. They just walked up on people, law-abiding citizens, working people that are not citizens. They're not citizens. Okay, cool. They're not citizens. Law-abiding people, right? That don't have records. They're not hurting anyone. They're not harming anyone, right? They can't get Social Security nor income tax. So you can't say they're taking from you. And ICE just takes them away.
Yeah.
And now they makes it legal that they're not even leaving the children. They're taking, and that's the premise they're using. Well, it's more human, right? The humanity of it, right? It's more humanly feasible to send the kids with the parents to a place that they've never been, that they're not from. The
Mhm.
kids are from Texas. The kids are from Philadelphia. The kids are from Chicago. They're not from Mexico.
Yeah. And they're not dumb. They're going into like I've seen that they're going into like Spanish supermarkets and
Crazy.
they know exactly
Wow.
where to go.
So that's what I'm saying. You can't say it's not realistic if it's actually already happening. And now, if the law is repealed, now the children that are American citizens, now they're not American citizens anymore. This also, by the way, this also moves in our space that we talk about. This also knocks out Puerto Rico as well, which means you don't get no help. You get no assistance. You get nothing. Let another hurricane hit. We don't have to send you anything. You're not even citizens. I don't know what you are. You're not an independent nation because we don't recognize that, but you're not citizens.
Mm.
It's a hellified game, man. It's wild out here. We were talking about it. We were like, man, it's wild out here. You got to
Wow.
really be,
I'll be on your P's and Q's.
yeah,
You
got
gotta
to be,
be on your P's and Q's. You gotta be educated. Um, gotta stick together as much as possible. We
yes,
spoke about like coming together and
yeah,
using each other's resources and whatnot.
yes.
I know a lot of this may sound fearful, crazy, and it definitely does, but it doesn't have to be that way. It does have to be a reality.
Well, what I can tell you is this. Fear mongering is creating fear or harvesting fear in people for things that haven't happened or aren't currently happening, right?
Yeah,
Then
that's
that's
true.
fear
That's true.
mongering. You don't know that that's going to happen. And you're right. I don't know, but what I know is what I already see. And if there's a law that's going into effect to repeal, I'm just telling you what's actually happening right now and what laws are being, right? What's in the process. So it's not fear mongering.
Yeah, it's what's happening.
Yeah.
Yep. Look.
I mean, I that's a laugh, but it's like, yo,
No,
it
I'm trying to think of a way not to end it somber, but
you
this is the
can.
reality of the world, not even the world, the United States, America that we're living in right now. And this is what day one. This all
It's
happened
day
day
one.
one. Couple days with the crypto and all that, and
We didn't even mention talking about taking over Greenland and Panama and
yeah.
and making people pay tariffs that are part of the the North American Free Trade Association, NAFTA.
Into the immigration overhaul executive order, you got countries like India that are willingly taking back, I think, over 80,000 immigrants because they fear of having a bad relationship with the United States. They're like,
That's
yo,
gonna
we don't want
that's
that smoke. We go
benefit
ahead and take, huh?
that's gonna benefit India. India is it'll be the largest country in the world, and I think in like 10 or 15 years, it'll have the most people in the world as a country. And their middle class that we created by outsourcing a lot of our
Hmm.
jobs, their middle class is growing rapidly. Very intelligent people, hard workers. So they know taking those people back, that'll just help their middle class. They've already got some American education. They got, so
Mhm.
that's
For
smart.
sure.
And it appeals to Trump. So I get where they're coming from on that.
Anything else before we had it here? We spoke about a lot today.
Man, we laid it all on the table. I would just say, hey guys, we always talk about do your due diligence, free thinkers. I would also tell you, make sure that you're actually focused in 2025. I said it last year. I'm going to tell you again. This is not the year for you to be playing around, wasting money in places, doing bad. Like you really need to be intentional about every single thing that you do. Everything. Don't let days go by where you're not reading, you're not developing yourself, you're not helping yourself get to a higher level, you're not helping your community. Don't let that happen because I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. Stuff continue is yeah, it's gonna happen. So let's focus. Let's be intentional and let's focus. Let's love on each other. Let's help each other out. Let's utilize each other's services and businesses and let's work together.
That's it. It's the Latin Wealth family. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace, guys.